Houston Astros.
Assholes.
Welcome to the offseason. Um, World
TikTok.
Series is over. Time has started. Free agents have now hit the market pretty much. Teams have 5 days to talk to their free agents before they are officially open to do business. Of course, we had a few free agents. Justin Verlander, of course, Héctor Neris, Jason Heyward, Kendall Graveman, Caleb Ferguson, Ben Gamel, Yusei Kikuchi, and of course the biggest one, Alex Bregman.
Okay. So this is how I would prioritize it. I cannot let Bregman leave the building. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I think very highly of him for a multitude of reasons. Like he's our guy, the winning culture. He's somewhat of the leader of the team. Defensively, he's elite. And I just fail to believe that who could you replace him with? The impact he had on some of the pitchers and the advice he gave them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that anything similar to an Altuve contract is reasonable to me. Like if you're telling me he wants outrageous fucking crazy money like Correa did, yeah, bounce. I would let you walk.
Yeah.
But if it's fair market money, I would be really upset if they let him leave, to be honest.
I mean, you look at the market, the closest player that, and I'm not even going to, I'm going to watch how I say this because I don't want anybody to think I think this dude is top level of him, is Yohan Mercado
Yeah.
from the White Sox. He just got declined his option. He's nowhere near Bregman, and he's probably the top name after Bregman for third baseman in the market. The third base market is terrible this year. So it's like, I got to keep Bregman for what his defense does, especially, but that bat and the
Mm-hmm.
leadership. We already lack leadership, I feel. So the last thing I need to do is
Mm-hmm.
use even more leadership. And
Like the only thing that I'm taking in, I already have Altuve, right? Signed. I got Jordan signed for at least 2 or 3 more years. Yonner's probably pretty sewed up. Pena's sewed up. So the only thing that I'm factoring in when it comes to fair compensation to Bregman, in my opinion, is Tucker.
yeah,
I mean, also Fromber, but Tucker, he's a little bit more important to me than Fromber. But I would be very upset if Bregman leaves. And then the next person on that list is I can't let Graveman and Neris walk. And I think that I would prefer Neris over Graveman. I was pleased with how Neris played when he came back to the Astros. So I would go try to figure out, like, all right, bitch, like, we established that you're meant to be here. Like, what do we got to do?
yeah. You didn't like being over there in Chicago. We didn't like that you weren't here. You were missed in the bullpen. You missed the bullpen. Let's figure it out. Like, let's not go down
Now,
the.
with that being said, Graveman coming off of a Tommy John surgery means he might be a little bit more in our price range.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, if you're giving Bregman the money, you're gonna then have to bargain bin some stuff around, which Dan is pretty good at that. I mean,
Well, you go back and get Heyward. Like I think Heyward played phenomenal for the Astros.
yes,
You know what I mean?
really
Like
good
I would
utility.
take you back, Gamel.
Yeah.
I would take you back. Like one of the two,
Let's
to
run
be
it back. Yeah,
honest. Yeah,
yeah,
one of them. Uh, so like, there's a bargain basement player. I mean, you still got Vic. Not what's the damn catcher's name? Not Yonner.
Salazar,
No, Caratini
Caratini. Yeah, yeah.
locked up for another year or two, so you don't have to spend money there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of questions. Like Bregman, after you get out of the Bregman, it goes to, of course, like Kikuchi, who you traded for. But then it also matters on you have a lot of people coming back from injury. You have
Yes.
a lot of people in this lineup that are going to need to get paid. Fromber, Hunter, like,
Well, that's my thing. Is I could be wrong. I don't know the books of the Astros like that. I'll never pretend to know how to spend their money. But from a player perspective, I feel like if you re-sign Kikuchi for what I think that he's going to be offered elsewhere, you're basically saying you're willing to forgo Fromber, right?
Yeah.
And I can't do that. I prefer Fromber over Kikuchi. The problem is I don't want to give Fromber years. I would like to give you money on a short-term deal, but if I can't do that, then I'm going to go back into next season with you with the anticipation of maybe trading you. But I'm not going to let you leave for nothing. But the notion that people don't want Fromber at all is retarded to me.
I don't want him at all. But I want to trade him. I want something for him. I'm like, I know that other people value you way more than I definitely do. He's not my ace. He ain't nowhere near my ace.
I feel you. Okay, but I feel you. I get that.
Yeah.
But then, like, so let me ask you this. Okay, people say that he's not the ace because what he did in the playoffs, right?
Yes.
If Garrett Cole came back, is he your ace?
Yeah, because
yeah, he's your. But he did worse. So like that's my point. It's like there was 10 weeks where Fromber was shitting on the AL. Like there was not a pitcher except Hunter Brown who could sniff him. You know what I'm saying? So my point is like Fromber still has juice, bro.
He's like an expired orange juice in the back of your refrigerator. Bro, like this is 2 seasons where he's shat the bed. Like you said it, he has no balls. Like that's legit.
No, I get that. That's like, why you can't. Yeah. We should consider going after something more. But then also it's like in totality, like you said, you got people coming back. Luis comes back, Javier comes back, Hunter comes back. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a good rotation with Fromber to me. Like you still have probably the strongest rotation in the AL.
I feel like Fromber this is how I feel. Fromber from a season standpoint is phenomenal. So you then have to give him his respect when he gets to the playoffs, because you're like, well, damn, you got us here, so I got to play you. But I know when you get to the playoffs, your freaking nuts shrivel up and you get scared as shit and you play like Lance McCullers out there. Like it's shitty because then I feel like you're gonna get us to the promised land, but once we're there, you're freaking whatever.
And I also feel like it's like, so like Fromber shit the bed in the Detroit game to our, like that's what we say, right? You have 3 runs. You have 3 runs. Yeah. You know how many runs we had?
0. But I mean,
so like if we would have been 4-3, it doesn't matter if he gave up 3 runs or not. We wouldn't be saying that. It's just a bullshit notion to me.
But I feel like you can tell the way he pitched, though. It's like, bro, there was no control over your pitches. You looked fucking scared. Like,
I agree.
He looked like a shriveled dog in the rain. Like
Fromber Valdez is an emotional creature.
Definitely.
But we can work with that. Because when Fromber's I'm willing to, bro. When Fromber's rolling, I mean, Fromber can pitch. I just, how do you replace him? I don't know.
I'll figure it out. Oh, that's Dana's job. That ain't my job. I'm just on the get Fromber out of here train.
I'm gonna keep Fromber train until we figure out how to replace him.
Like if they keep him to trade him like later, that's fine. Like I don't want to pay you nothing, dog. I don't want to give you any. I don't want no years. I don't want to pay you money. Like
if I'm gonna be honest with you, if I trade Fromber and I'm in Dana's position and I trade Fromber, obviously I want another pitcher. The likelihood of you getting an ace is not very likely to me. I'm going to go get the most elite fucking center fielder or first baseman I can for him, though.
Yes. I'm going to upgrade a position and trust that I have an ace already on this of a Christian Javier or a
It's got to be Hunter Brown. He don't get hurt. He don't fucking choke. He's JV 2.0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't bring a pitcher back by trading Fromber, you have to just bank on the fact that fucking it's Hunter Brown.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of, the Yusei Kikuchi one, it's like you want to keep him. He sounds like he wants to stay, but it's money-wise. That's where you got a lot of money tied into HEB's favorite, Lance McCullers. You're still paying for the dumb mistakes of freaking GM Jeff Bagwell and fucking Abreu and Rafael
Depending
Montero.
on what Kikuchi's worth, though, bro, I believe it's worth going over the luxury tax for him.
Oh, what he did. I mean,
Yeah,
one,
I mean,
you got to think about it too, though. You open up a whole new market with him, though, because you opened up the Japanese market to your brand, and they were actually playing Astro games in Japan because he's very
it's
popular over
true.
there. So that opens up another brand of it. I mean, the Asian community in Houston, I know Japanese and Chinese are totally different, but they support that type
It
of.
might be a stretch by saying this, but if they were to bring Kikuchi back, that also might be an indication that Frommer might get traded.
Yes.
The way they pitch, the way that they're sort of both dependent on the defense a lot because they're ground ball pitchers, I don't feel comfortable having two of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I could see that like Fromber gone, Kikuchi goes into like that number 2, 3 spot. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if that was a play that Dana Brown was considering, I'm not opposed to bringing back JV in that instance.
And I was about to say,
Because
what
the
do we do
off
with?
season, an off season might help him a little. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if he's willing to set his pride aside and come back at a fair price, considering he just fucking made a ton of money doing nothing.
Yeah.
But I mean, where else is he gonna go?
I know Detroit fans are like, come back home, but it's like I feel like he knows the Astros were a team that okay, you it's tough to beat. If he's the last guy on a rotation with these young dudes, that's dirty.
Well, I
And
was gonna say like I know they said Espada wasn't a fan of it or Dana wasn't a fan of it, but when you can bring back Verlander and you have guys coming back like Luis that are coming off Tommy John, I'm not opposed to going back to the 6 man rotation
yeah,
because it kind of saves some of the younger guys from themselves and it stretches out more time for JV. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I don't hate it. I don't hate that idea.
I
It
mean,
worked for us.
you look at the old teams like the good teams have like that old pitch Clayton Kershaw for fucking Dodgers. Like dude's always hurt, but he adds something to your team. And I
Well,
mean, I don't know what he adds to their
In
team.
his case, and also in Verlander's case, is like you're not just a guy. You're
Yeah,
one of the guys. Like
yeah,
you've been here for the whole shit and shebang. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
I don't know why people don't understand the notion. Like you can't get away from some of these guys and expect there to still be winning culture. Because
yeah,
like, if you go back to the 2017 team, the 19 team, the 21 team, the 22 team that won a World Series, it's like a lot of those guys aren't here anymore.
yeah.
You know, so he's one of them.
And you need as many of those guys in your locker room for that long season when they're away from their family, when they're dealing with the ups and the downs of the seasons, when the media is at you, the fans are at you, like growl it together. And we had a lot of that this year.
I also feel like that shitty season he had last year is kind of like you don't
Redemption.
have to. Well, no, like he doesn't have to go into a new season with dumbass expectation.
Yeah.
Like if you expect him to be JV from 2 years ago after what he did last year, you're a dumbass. But if
Yeah.
if you're like a reasonable fan, you come out and like JV, can you go give me like starts with 5 innings and try to keep it around 2.5 ERA, bro? You know what I mean? Come on, we'll win some games that way. Hopefully, if we can score.
It's there's just something about, I mean, the all time greats, they have a little juice left. What you always say, they got that last part of the toothpaste where you just pushing it out, and it's like he wants to keep playing. He's loved here. If you can get him for a price, you just got a payday, bro. Like you literally just got a payday. We traded, and luckily New York still paid most of it. So like, let's figure some shit out. Let's bring as many guys as we. I mean, a lot of these guys, even the Gamel and the Heyward, like those two dudes just fit in with what we were doing. Like they
I
added
don't
some spark.
suspect Gamel's coming back. I really
Yeah,
don't. I would like him to. I was a fan of his, but for some reason, I don't feel like he's coming back.
no, but they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna. I mean, depending on also who they try to bring up from AAA. Uh,
I don't know.
as long as it's not Forrest Whitley, we're fine.
No, fuck that guy.
I just want to wake up to a Bregman signing and a rare Lance McCullers trade. I was like,
There's nothing in the world that will make me happier than to see that headline that says the Astros optioned him, like they cut him.
yeah,
Like I'm willing to bite the bullet, eat the money. You gotta fucking go. Like
yeah,
there's just no point in keeping you around because you're injury prone, and I ain't even risking it. I'll just take the loss on your money, and then we'll figure out a way to pay you over some crazy duration of time.
yeah.
In the
It's like, hey, bro,
meantime, fuck off.
for like 20 years, you'll get this amount of money. There you go.
Yes, there's basketball players still doing that after like they'll have like $40 million owed to them, and it's stretched out over 15 years, 20 years. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Do it.
It's like, I'm cool with it. I don't want to see him on no more damn HEB commercial. HEB, don't even put him on this shit. You heard the fan base legit say stop putting him, and y'all stop playing his commercials.
Yes,
Just don't waste your money. Go grab somebody else.
yes. Go get
It,
Kikuchi shit.
Like I said, that would be funny.
Japanese people shop at HEB. Y'all sell sushi. I don't know. You know what
Sushi.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm cool. Bregman, and then I guess it's a even thing of Kikuchi, Hector Neris, and Verlander if the price is right type of game.
So this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna prioritize Hector Neris or or
Verlander.
no
Oh, Kendall Graveman.
Kendall Graveman over Kikuchi for one reason. I believe in my heart if I can bring you back, right, especially Neris, then I'm gonna go and try to trade fucking Presley.
Presley.
I cannot do this hater Presley thing again. That I don't give a shit what y'all people think it was. There was it not one time did it ever look good to me. It was
It,
bad. We lost that game to Detroit because of Presley. Like I will blame Presley for that. And
mm-hmm.
I mean, thank you for your service. Good luck on your future endeavors. But I'm gonna try to get maximize my value out of you and trade your ass for a first baseman or something. Straight up.
It Dana kind of hinted about making moves. This is the moment with free agency. It's like he said, I want to clear money up. I'm going to get creative with the books. So you feel that Presley, I mean, bro, you have to go. Like, there's just too much logjam right there for two guys that play the same position, and we're paying one a ton of money, and he's better than you. So you got to go. If you're going to trade Fromber for shit, then that's fine. If you're going to do the Kikuchi
Presley,
and that, yeah.
Fromber, Myers, McCormick, like everybody's available, bro. To me,
Like, I feel the same way with the Myers McCormick thing. Like, I'm tired of this seesaw back and forth thing. It's like either give me a center fielder out there that I can just play and trade both of them, or keep one for. I mean, at this point, I don't even care if you keep one for depth. Let's trade both of them. I'll go find me another center fielder for some depth.
yeah, I got something that I would like to see as an Astros fan, and it's just because I've watched the Golden Era so much. I want a center fielder who can lead off. I want to get Altuve off that leadoff spot and put him back in the two hole. So I want a center fielder who could fucking lead off, and that would make me feel a lot better.
I I have a feeling this team's gonna look a bit different.
I'm
And
okay with it because there was times where I hated all their fucking faces
yeah,
watching some of the playoff the Detroit series. Man, it's so frustrating because you see the talent and it's just not producing.
yeah,
And then the first instinct is to blame the Espada and them, but I mean, as emotional as Espada was when we won the division, you know he's giving his best. He's doing what he can. I've seen guys produce when you didn't think they were, and that's just a testament from Espada putting him in a position to succeed. So it's
yeah,
not coaching, you know what I mean? And I think that he managed the bullpen equally as bad as Dusty Baker, so it's not that's not the problem.
yeah. I mean, you can also like you
But I
said,
think you just hit the nail on the head about it. I think there's a lot about this team that Dana Brown just don't like because it's not his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I think like Dana Brown's kind of like not I don't want to say conflicted, but like he, I don't know, like we're clinging on to some shit he's trying to get rid of,
Yeah.
and we don't realize that's a battle going on.
We kind of saw with the Dusty thing, and then when Joe Espada was like, "That's his guy," he picked, and I'm pretty sure they have an understanding. It reminds me that kind of reminds me now of the Nick and D'Amico thing, where it's like, I'm gonna let you be GM, I'm gonna coach this team, whatever you give me, I'm gonna work with it. And the way he navigated the season with all the injuries, a ton of them, it was like, I gotta trust you. And
Yes.
Dana comes from winning culture. If you don't know still fans, then you go do your research. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like I can't be mad at him if he's trying to build something and he's like, I don't want these pieces. These are not. This is like if I moved into a damn house and somebody's shit's still there, I'm gonna get rid of it. Like,
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that it's all correct in how Dana does it. Meaning,
yeah,
like, I thought that there was that maybe time had passed Dusty Baker by, like he was unwilling to look from the old school. But the fact that he was always willing to look at baseball as a player, also, because that's what Dusty was first and foremost,
yeah,
is it helped us a lot. And I don't know if Dana is capable of doing that. I don't even know if Espada is capable of doing that because I'm going to be honest with you. There was plenty of times last year, regardless of how he was hitting the ball, Yonner's dumbass would have been on the bench.
yeah,
I think Click would have traded Yonner Diaz by now if we would have kept him. To be honest with you,
yeah. His catching a bit is abysmal. I need to see something different coming in to the next season.
you're not. You
No,
are
I
what
know
you
I'm not.
are. You're
I know
not.
I'm not. But I mean, I can get some stuff off this wish list. Fromber gets traded.
So
Give me
what
Alex
you
Bregman.
so let me tell you how you look. These are those retarded fans that we always talk about. If you want anything from Yonner, I need 40 home runs. I need 120 RBIs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
go be elite with the bat since you can't be average with the glove.
Yeah, I need something. I need a balance of. I need an overbalance of something to make up for your deficit of yours.
Yes, for sure.
Well,
He's making my head hurt thinking about him. I thought I was done with him for the
you
fucking
brought him
Yonner.
up.
I
I wasn't
know. I
even
don't
gonna
know why
bring
I
him
did
up.
that.
I was gonna just talk about the free agents and stuff, and then the Presley news came. I was like, yeah, I agree trading him. I mean, I would just say this: fans, do not be surprised. I mean, you probably will be upset, but do not be surprised and upset when people are getting wheeled and dealed. Um,
I
Especially
don't
when
give a
free
fuck.
agency opens and they're missing out on their free agents.
If
It's
we catch stream of some sort of bullshit narrative with Bregman, like we did with Correa, where there was like no communication. This he said, she said, we said, they said bullshit. I'm gonna be very mad
yeah,
because I value Bregman hand and fist above what I did Correa. Even to this day, we still have dumb motherfuckers telling us that Correa shouldn't have left because we can't win without him, regardless of the fact we won a World Series immediately after his dumbass going. So
yeah,
I value Bregman so much more higher than that. You know what I mean? So I think there has to be clear communication on what you're willing to do for Bregman, and then let him decide. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like the team should be like, this is what we could afford. This is what we offered him. He didn't take it. Boom. Bregman, if you choose not to take it, I get it. You're chasing the bag, but fuck you, dog. See, but I
yeah,
get it. You know what I mean? This might be the last major contract you get.
yeah. No, I agree. You gotta. That's one player I don't want them to disrespect in this aspect of it.
I believe that it'll break Altuve's heart if Bregman's on another team.
Yes, you could
You know
see
what I'm
him
saying?
in that freaking interview. He looked like I don't want to talk about it. I don't, and you never see him like that. For him to be like, I don't want to talk about it. He's gonna be here next year. I'll tell the owner. I was like,
You
oh
ever had
shit.
two dogs and one of them die, and the
Yes,
other one's just sitting there waiting to die because he's like, well,
yes,
"What I'm supposed to do now?" I feel like it'll be a little bit like that for
yeah.
Altuve.
Yeah, the other ones didn't hurt too much. He was kind of like, we'll get over it. We got this. Opinion's gonna take over. Oh, we got this. This one, there was none of that. It was no. He's gonna be here. We need him here. Like it's one. I guess we're gonna figure it out. Dana, you got some business to do. You got, I believe, 5 days as of November 1st to talk to him with before other teams do. So,
No, this November 1st would be the second day, right? Because the 31st
uh,
Halloween day was the first day.
Yeah, well, I think because the free agency's official became free agents. I mean, I don't know how their time frame is, but yeah,
Well, I
either
thought it was
yesterday or
5 days after the last day of the World Series.
I think they count like today as the end day of the World Series or some
I
shit.
got you.
Yeah, because the parade and all that bullshit. Either
Anyway,
way, just get it done. I don't want to see him talking to other teams. I don't want to hear him talking to freaking any teams out there. All right, Astro fans, we got giddy the fuck up and buckle your seatbelts because it's gonna be a long one. We got a lot of news coming out. We'll keep you posted on breaking news in the shorts. So make sure you like, subscribe, check out our Facebook, of course, all of other socials. Other than that, we end it with bring back Bregman, and we'll see about the rest. All love, Astro fans. We are out of here.